All right. So thanks again for being here for Forever Strong's leader call tonight on February. What's the date today? Holy moly, February 4th. Holy moly. All right. Team Cup month. Awesome. Okay. So tonight we are going to be talking about, popping diamonds on your team. How can you pop diamonds on your team? Um, I feel like some of the stuff might seem basic, but maybe not. So I'm just going to kind of go through what I do. Last year in 2015, I advanced 16 coaches to diamond between all my CBCs that I had going. So hopefully that some of this stuff, even as basic as it may sound, will come in helpful. So I'm just going to kind of just run through what I do to develop, like, specifically emerald coaches into diamond coaches, and try to get them beyond that point. So I think it's important that right when you have your active coaches come on, I think it's important that you stress right from the beginning that becoming a diamond coach is where they need to be. After talking with all of the coaches that I bring on, when I bring them on, and I do my one-on-ones with them, and I know and hear where they want to go with this business, even if they do just want to earn like some vacation money, you got to become a diamond, because nothing else will happen until that point. And so right from the beginning, I raise the bar high for people, and I stress that should be their goal. And I don't make it a big deal. You know what I mean? It's a totally achievable thing. So I don't like go crazy about it, and I don't make it seem like it's something hard to do. I just basically say, you know what, it's a 90-day goal. We're going to get you there. We're going to work on it. It's going to happen. And then big things are going to start to happen from there on out. But you want to keep becoming a diamond coach and, a diamond coach leader in the front of your mind with all that you do, and just know that you're going to be working towards that every day. So right up from the front, I do that. I lead with that. Your coaches are also going to, do what they see you doing. And so, I kind of do like an assessment, for myself, all the time. I kind of have like a list of things that I know will help coaches move up. And then I kind of look at those areas and I kind of say like, oh, am I doing that? Because it's not what you're telling them to do. Like when you have like one-on-one calls or even team calls, you can preach it as much as you want. But if you're not walking the walk, they're not going to walk the walk either, because what you're saying is going to go in one ear and out the other. But they're watching you like a hawk, and they're following in your footsteps, and they're going to do exactly what you are doing, regardless of what you tell them what to do. They're going to do what they see you doing. And so some of the things that I write down that I keep like a list of is, I know that in order for me to grow coaches to move up to the next level and to become diamond, that, they need to be hitting Success Club. And I know that's pretty basic. So I make sure every single month that, I'm on there and I hit Success Club, so that they can see that their leader is hitting Success Club. So you need to ask yourself that, like, are you doing it, and are you doing it every single month? Because when your coaches start to see you having success, they're going to be like, wait a minute, like, how is she doing that? Like, I want that to happen. Well, wait a minute here. I see she got SC10, like she's doing this every month. All right, that's where I need to be. I got to do this. So you're going to make sure that you're doing that, yourself. Then another thing that I do too is I think about, okay, in order for somebody to become a diamond coach, right, they need to bring on active coaches. So I say to myself, all right, well, if I want them to bring on active coaches, I have to bring on active coaches myself, and I have to help them learn how to bring on active coaches as well. So introducing new active coaches into the team page on a consistent basis, at least you want to shoot for at least 3 to 5 every single month. When your coaches see you doing that, they're going to be like, oh yeah, like this is how it's happening. Like this team, she's building this team. Like I got to build my team. And, they'll come to you and they'll say like, hey, how are you recruiting for active coaches? Like I need help in that area. Like that's good if they do that. And then you can work with them and you can tell them exactly how you do it and work with them, one-on-one, and do that kind of thing to help them bring in active coaches. So I keep track of that area. Another area too that I keep track of is, making sure that I'm getting the coaches started off like right. So I know I say all the time that yes, you do want to produce independent coaches on your team, but when you bring on new coaches, they really, really need a lot of your time. They need a lot of attention, and a lot of training, and they need a lot of your attention to feel confident in this and know that you have that belief in them that they can do it. Because when you come on to this, you know how it is. You're totally like, what the heck is going on? Like, I don't know if I can do this, you know, but if they know that you are there literally every single step of the way, helping them and training them, they're going to gain that confidence so much faster. You know what I mean? So whenever I bring on those new coaches, you know, they can hit Emerald pretty quickly. You know, usually within that first week, I tell them, hit Emerald first week. You can do this. You can do it, I said, in one day if you wanted to. I'm just telling them 1 week to be nice. And so I tell them that, but I also make sure that I am working with them literally every single step of the day. I check in with them every single day. Every single day. I don't just sign them up, do the one-on-one call, and then dump them in the coach basics, you know. So I spend a lot of my time whenever I have new coaches coming on, really walking them through everything. So just ask yourself that question, you know, when you have your active coaches coming on, your new coaches, like, are you giving them the time, you know, that they really need to have success in this? Because the majority of people are not just going to sign on and take off with this. It's not the norm for somebody to come on and blow this out of the water and like know exactly what to do, like, naturally. It happens sometimes, but it's not the norm. People need like guidance, and they need that belief from you. So making sure that you're doing that with them and checking in with them all the time, you know, make sure they're in coach basics. So I know this is simple stuff, but I'm always constantly messaging them, making sure you're in the coach basics training, make sure that you're engaging in the things, because they're going to learn everything that they need to know to advance up to diamond in those trainings. They're going to learn about hitting Success Club and how to rank advance and how to invite and all that stuff. So I check in with them. The diamond push, you know, if you have people in the diamond push, did you just like sign them up and put them in there and be like, good luck with the training, like, I'm sure you'll do awesome, like, you're going to become a diamond? Or are you following up with them all the time, being like, hey, how's the training going? Do you have any questions about anything? You know, let me know about that. And again, if you're in the diamond training, you know, yourself, you know, you want to make sure that you're actively engaged in there and participating, because they're watching you and they're watching your every move. Doing one-on-one calls with them, you know, these are really key to helping people, you know, move up and rank. They really are, because you get to really sit down with them and you get to talk with them and listen to what they're struggling with and just help them refocus. And most of the time they're struggling because they're really just overthinking things and they're overcomplicating things. So you as the leader can just kind of bring them back and refocus them, and get them back on track again from there. So if you're not doing one-on-one calls, you definitely want to make sure that you're doing them with all of your active coaches. And so like I said, right from the beginning, I always stress to become a diamond. It's something you want to do. And I always stress the importance of hitting Success Club. So are you stressing the importance of hitting Success Club with your team? Right from the beginning, with that very first call that I do with my coaches, you know that they're not going to rank advance unless they're hitting Success Club. Like, it has to happen. Otherwise, nothing else is going to happen. And so when I'm talking to them, I keep the call very simple. That first call, it's hit Success Club. You're going to keep diamond in the back of your mind because you're going to reach for that, and you're going to invite. And so setting that bar high for them to hit Success Club, you don't want to candy coat anything for the coaches. You want to be honest with them. Whatever you tell them to do, they're most likely going to fall a little bit short of. So if you're telling them that they should shoot for Success Club 10, you know, this is what I've noticed in the past. I started out originally just saying your goal should be Success Club 5, no more. I stopped that 6 months ago. When you say Success Club 5, they look at it as, hey, if I get there, I get there. And then 100% of the time, majority of them fall short and they do not hit it. So now Success Club 10 is where you need to be. And so come right out. Like, don't be afraid to tell your coaches what they need to do to have success in this, because they're going to be much more likely to stay the course and stay on this and rank advance and be confident and like go the distance with you if they know exactly what needs to happen to build a successful business. Whereas if you're kind of like, you know, like, I don't want to scare them off, you know, and I'll tell them maybe, you know, try to shoot for Success Club 5, you know, you want to become, and you never mention Emerald coach or rank advancing at all, then your coaches are kind of going to come on and they're going to be like, blah, and do nothing. I know you do have coaches too that come on and do nothing anyways. You can't control everybody and what they do. But if you're raising the bar high like that, and you're telling them like, listen guys, you want to have success with this, all right? You want to be able to, you're worried about going back to work, lock in Success Club 10 every single month, bring on 2 new active coaches every single month. You have to do it every month, make it a priority. Boom, now they know. And then they're busting their ass that whole month to make it happen. That's what's happened. That's what I've noticed over the course of this 19 months. The higher the bar you raise for them, the more likely they are to perform and reach those goals. And then everybody's happy, because then you feel happy because you got them started right and they're having success, right? And you're helping them get closer to their goals. And then they're gaining that confidence, like, all right, like I can totally do this. See, I just did it. So you want that in all of your coaches. So step back and just think, as leaders, you tend to kind of spread yourself a little bit too thin sometimes. You know what I mean? Like you go a little bit overboard with lots of things. What's going to grow your team is helping your coaches grow, period, and bringing on new coaches. So it's not going to be anything else. I'm going to say it. It is not going to be anything else that's going to grow your business. It is going to be those new coaches that you have, really being honest with yourself and saying, am I really giving this person the attention that they need? This was something that was really hard for me, guys, when I first became a coach, because I was one of those rare people that came on and just kind of just knew. I don't know. I just knew what to do. I just went right after it. No one told me what to do. I didn't, I was a go-getter right from the beginning. I dived into personal development, YouTube trainings, and I was like a sponge, and it was like, I was loving it. And the more I could watch and learn from, like, the more addicted I became. And, I failed, and I made, had risk, and I, had people make fun of me and all this other stuff. But I was just like, I love this. I don't care. So that was hard for me to kind of take a step back and think, okay, like, this isn't the norm. What does your typical person need? And really making sure that you are giving them that attention. So if you're one of those people that has come on and just like, boom, right from the beginning, like you just got it, take a step back and like think and realize that that's not like your average person. That's not the typical coach that comes on. Sometimes these coaches don't bloom for like 6 to 8 months, but they need your guidance, like right from the beginning, every single step of the way. And so remember that helping your coaches grow and helping them have success is going to lead to greater success for you. That's how it's going to happen. So we all have our goals and we all want to get there. And the only way that's going to happen is if you're helping your coaches reach their new goals and you're bringing on new coaches along the way. Then everybody's happy. And so I just feel like those simple things, like I just feel like it's really, I think that sometimes you guys are getting distracted, to be honest. And I think that you guys might be looking at me and seeing everything that Nick is doing. Nick is doing it, guys. I am not doing it. All these groups and stuff, guys, like if I didn't have him putting together all these groups, I wouldn't do it. I'm going to be straight up honest with you. Nick didn't do anything for this business the first 6-7 months for me. So guess what? I didn't do any of that stuff. And I still moved at rocket speeds because I was doing those normal things that, like the 3 vital behaviors. I just was like, I don't have time for that stuff. So if you feel like you need to do all that to like grow yourself, no, I'm telling you right now, like I've seen it all, and you don't need to do any of that stuff. Like, stop overcomplicating it. Just literally focus on sneak peeks. Use everything that is already there. It works, guys. Think about that. I know everybody wants to be able to make it their own and stuff, and I'm still using a lot of Liz's things. And guess what? I don't really like it either. But somehow within 1 year, I was able to earn a 6-figure income and become a 10-star diamond coach. So that stuff doesn't matter. You can tweak that stuff along the way. The most important thing is that you are helping those coaches learn the basics, teaching them how to hit Success Club. It's more than just telling them they need to hit it. It's showing them. So giving them all those scripts, like what Courtney said, on the call tonight, really finding what works for them. What I use to talk to people might not work for you, and it might not work for your coach. So giving them a variety of ways to reach out, how to overcome objections, how to follow up with people, all that stuff that seems so basic to you, it's completely new to all of your new coaches. Like, there's so much that you forget. Like, for example, tonight when Lauren brought up the whole thing about the free clean eating groups, like there's so much that goes into a message to someone that I completely forgot to even tell you guys, because it's so natural for me at this point that yes, if people say no, absolutely tell them about the free groups that we have going on and get them into one of those, help them out in that area. So all these little things that you kind of take for granted that seems so natural to you, and like you're riding a bike, really, like I said, if you make a list of these things, and that way when you're working with your new coaches, you can really just walk them through it all. And so, I want you guys to be able to reach all of your goals, all right? And I'm going to tell you this now, not to be like, oh, like, look at me, look what I can do. But this past week, this past paycheck was my highest paycheck I ever had, all right? And I'm telling you all this right now because I want you guys to really see the true potential. And I remember listening to Liz Harkey and Keith Callahan share their numbers, and other leaders in the company share their numbers, and being like, oh God, that is so motivating to me. And I just wanted to get there. But this past week, I made over $3,000 just in cycle bonuses, guys. All right. Cycle bonuses. I made one sale. All right. So it was just in team cycle bonuses. $300 of that was matching bonuses for what the team is producing, which is another reason why you need to grow your team. You cannot build this thing alone. And so $300 came from matching bonuses from what the team has done and how well they've been performing. Another $200 of that, guys, was from literally hitting Success Club 10 and having those customers reorder their Shakeology. So, these are great ways to bump up your paychecks just by getting those active coaches on, helping them get them started right, and hitting Success Club 10, because you always have reoccurring orders when you hit Success Club 10 for those free Success Club leads. And so that can really help to bump up your paychecks, especially at the beginning if you are a newer coach. Okay, so the potential, guys, is huge. You have to just put all of your time and energy, the majority of it, on your team and helping them grow, and not by doing busy work, not by, like, you can't just sit down and be like, oh man, I was so productive. Like I did this whole thing all night long. This, like, I don't even know, because I don't do any of that stuff, like training or whatever the heck it was. And then you look at the clock and you're like, damn, I'm so tired. I didn't even do any inviting. And the next thing you know, the day goes by, the day goes by, the day goes by. Like that training is going to be no good if you don't have any coaches to put into it, right? So focus on getting those coaches going right. And, nothing is better than seeing your team grow. Like, this is where it becomes fun, guys, is when you start to have your team and you're watching them have success, you know what I mean? And you're watching them rank advance, and you're watching them pay off some of the debts, and you're watching them taking their families on vacations and doing these things that they couldn't do because of this opportunity. And it's all because of you presenting it to them and then guiding them along the way. All right. So I'm just going to scroll through the chat here. There were like so many messages. Let me see if I missed anything. Does anybody have any questions about any of that? I know I seriously feel like I'm beating a dead horse when I say, like, just focus on getting your coaches started right and bring on new ones. But I just know that I know what it's like when, you're in it for a little while and like you feel like you got to do something different almost. Like, okay, I've been in this now for like 6 or 8 months or 10 months or a year. Like, let me do what, this other coach is doing. Let me try to see how that works. Like, don't do it, guys. I'm telling you right now, especially if you're an overachiever and you like to do all that kind of, like, just keep it simple. I'm telling you, I would not waste any time. I would not waste any time in any freaking groups or recreating any trainings. The Coach Basics guys, I have still a lot of the stuff from the brand new one that was released from corporate. I intertwined like some of my videos, but it's not what I want it to be. But, when I sit down to work at night, I don't have the time for that stuff right now. Like, like, who knows when that'll happen? All I know is that it's working. It's working fine. People are still rank advancing. People are growing their own teams. People are doing okay. It's not what I want it to be, but it works. It's in place. It's a place for people to go to learn. And that's all I care about. You know what I mean? Some teams don't even have flipping trainings for their coaches. So, stick with what you got. And like I said, like, just do the coach sneak peek and even with the coach sneak peek, guys, I wouldn't go crazy with that either. Just, reuse a lot of the videos and make it your own as you go.
I have a question about what you do with your new coaches.
Yep.
So you have someone like, I'm going to, say, for example, I have Dawn.
Yeah.
She was a challenger. She said, yep, I'm interested in coaching. Now tell me, okay, what do you do? How do you start and get them going?
So as soon as I hear that somebody wants to get going, I
Yep.
set them right up and I do my one-on-one call with them. And I basically I spend probably a good solid 30 to 45 minutes with them. And I'll come right out and I'll say like, all right, so before we get started and I, guide you in the right direction, are you looking to kind of do this as a hobby? Are you looking to kind of just get your Shakeology covered so that it's free? Or are you looking to build this into a business? Like you have big plans for your future and you're hoping that this is the vehicle that's going to get you there. And so if they say that they are just looking to do this as a hobby and they just want to get their cost of their Shakeology covered, then I just dive right into it and I just say like, all right, cool. So this is what you need to do. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to give you your first 2 goals for your first month as a coach. So the first goal is that, you're going to want to become an Emerald coach. And I kind of just tell them really quickly what it is. I say, you know what, it's super easy to do. All it basically means is that you're getting 2 people started on their health and fitness journey by purchasing a challenge pack. That's it. And I say, so everybody knows 2 people. Some people like to sign up their significant other or spouse. Some people have a family member or a friend. It's just 2 people that you think would benefit from this and that need help with their health and fitness. And that's it. 2 people signed up. I don't go into like right leg, left leg, like nothing about placement, nothing about volume, nothing about that. And I tell them like straight up, like, when you have someone who's interested and for 100% sure they want to sign up, shoot me a message and I will send you over my YouTube video that I made with how to, fill out the link. And then I give them the link because I just find like if you give them too much at once, like all of it at once, it's just like way too much and they don't capture it all. But if you kind of break it down for them a little bit and kind of give it to them as they need it, it's a little bit more effective. So I start off with that. And then I say, and then your next goal is you are going to want to hit what's called Success Club 5 every single month. You're going to want to do this. This is the only way that you will get the cost of your Shakeology covered. So if you want to get your cost covered and you want it for free, you're going to just focus on helping 3 people get started on their health and fitness journey every single month by purchasing a challenge pack. That's it. Then you will help those 3 people get started on their health and fitness journey. And then you will have enough commission from that it will totally cover your cost and they'll be free. And then I go into how, all right, so now how do you find these people? What do you need to do now to help bring people on? And so I talk to them about how one of the keys to success with this is all about inviting people. And I just tell them, all it is you reaching out and just asking people if they're looking for help with their health and fitness and letting them know that we have a group 21-day challenge group starting. And so I have like a Word document of like all the different, invites that like people on the team and stuff have used from the past. So I let them have that too. But then I give them what I use, what's been working for me since the beginning. And I just tell them, you want to just make sure that you're reaching out and talking and sending this to at least 5 people every day, and following up with them 24 hours. And I give them my follow-up messages that I have. And then I say, and then the last step is you just want to be sharing your journey on social media. That's it. So you want to make sure that you are talking and sharing pictures of your workouts or pictures of the food that you made, maybe a Shakeology recipe you tried that you love. Just being real and genuine and honest about, your journey as a coach. And so I tell them, I don't scare them right off the bat and tell them they need to post 3 times a day. Because I know when I first became a coach, I was like, I'm not posting. It took me a while to post, consistently anyways. So I tell them like, you want to try to get 2 posts up a day, maybe morning and nighttime, and you want it to be just something helpful, something motivational, something that will add value to people. You want to stay away from taking the images off the Beachbody website and just make everything your own. Personalize everything as much as possible and just be real. And that's all I do. That's all I tell them. And I encourage them that, listen, you're going to have questions. People are going to give you objections. Just reach out to me. Let me know what that objection is. Like, that's what I do with all my brand new coaches. I tell them, hey, listen, I will tell you exactly what I say when people give me an objection. I'm not going to guarantee they're going to say yes, but I will tell you how I respond to it. And so I encourage them to let me know, what people are saying to them and how I respond, because certain things I would think would just be common sense or how people would respond. But then I was hearing that like other coaches were saying like, it's kind of expensive, but, and I'm like, oh no, never say that. Like never come right out and tell them it's expensive. And so that's kind of like what I do for, if they're just looking to cover the cost of their Shakeology. And I tell them like, listen, you're going to do this every single month. It's going to be no big deal. You're going to make it happen. Just carve out. And I do, from the day one call, I do tell them to have business hours, because that's something that I did not do myself. And I didn't recommend it at the beginning either. And I was completely freaking frazzled and overwhelmed because I was like all over the place trying to learn it all and do it all and with the kids. And so I do encourage people to just, listen, your life and your schedule is different from everybody else's. You want to have fun with this. You want to enjoy it. You want it to work. Be realistic with your schedule and plan out time every single day to work on this. Doesn't have to be a crazy amount of time. Just carve out time. Has to be at least an hour, but it doesn't need to be a solid hour. It could be smaller chunks throughout the day, whatever works for you and your schedule. And that's it. You work on the business during those hours, during that time. And then when it ends, you're done until the next day. And so that's what I do for the people who just want to cover Shakeology. If people are looking to, like, they want to build a team, you know what I mean? They tell me like, no, I need to make it big with this. Like things have got to change in my life. I pretty much say the exact same thing, except for their first two goals. I tell them that they need to hit Success Club 10, because I tell them that, if you're looking to earn money, 3 people will cover your shake, but that's it. Will be no more. So I tell them, 5 people, focus on helping 5 people. And then I also, right from the beginning, tell them that they want to start bringing on active coaches right from the get-go. So I tell them that, if you know people and you're thinking of friends right now in the back of your mind, or people that you worked with that who you think would just make like awesome coaches, take out your notebook, write their name down, and contact them about that. You want to try to bring on, I tell them it when they're new, 2 active coaches a month. And, I say, listen, if you can do this every single month, you're bringing on the active coaches every month, you're hitting Success Club 10, you can build a really successful business. Those 2 pieces need to be there to build a big business. It's the Success Club 10 and the active coaches monthly. Like it has to be monthly. And that's pretty much all I say if they want to build the business. I still do the same thing. I encourage them to, let me know how people are responding, if they are struggling with anything. Also, another thing I do, though, if they want to build a business, I send them my Getting Started Right email, which I also send to the people who just want to cover their shake. But I tell them to like launch their business on social media, and let people know that you are a coach. And I attach mine from when I first started so they can use it as a template. And then I tell them, guys, from that point forward now, like you're out there, you're on stage, and people are watching you like a hawk to see if you are serious about this. And so it is crucial that you post and are consistent every single day, even when you don't feel like showing up. Make it a priority to show up and get those posts in every single day. So that's pretty much what I do, like, for them. And then, they have tons of questions at the beginning. Like it's just, I remember I had like hundreds of questions too when I first started. But, I really don't mind answering their questions when they're brand new and stuff like that, because I want them to have success right from the beginning. Because I feel like the coaches who come on, if you can get them going right and you can get them to get those first few challenge pack sales done, you know what I mean? Okay, then the ball gets rolling for them. Okay, then they're getting their confidence up. They're like, all right, cool, like I'm making my money back. I feel like if you can't catch them and you can't get them started, the first 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you've lost them almost. Yeah. Actually, that's pretty much what's happened to all my coaches that I brought on. If they don't, and I start them all the same way, you know what I mean? So if they don't get going and they don't lock in those challenge pack sales to boost it up and know that like, hey, I think this could work for me. It's really discouraging for them, because a lot of people like are hoping for things to happen right away. And then they end up just kind of dwindling away. That's been my experience. So you want to definitely be willing to put in that extra time, like that extra TLC with those new coaches to like, I tell my coaches right off the bat too on the call, like, listen, my goal when I bring on all my new coaches is to get your costs covered right off the bat within the first few weeks. Let's get your costs covered. And And so I work with them really hard, whether or not they do the work or not, I'm telling them to do is all on them. But I think it's important to get them going like right from the beginning.
And then Kathy, you throw them into the Coach Basics also, and then follow up with them. And
yep. And so then I just will tell them like, all right, I'm going to add you into the training. And I tell them like, listen, when you sit down to work, this is what you're going to do as a brand new coach, because it's wicked overwhelming. I said, the groups have tons of posts every single day. Don't check your phone 24/7. I'm going to say, I tell them like, all right, say you sit down at 8:00 at night to work. This is what you're going to do. You're going to log right into the coach training, and you're going to get your next assignment done. You're going to do it, and you're going to engage in it and actually do it. Tag your coach in it. Then you're going to quickly go into the team page, just scroll through. Takes 1 minute, scroll through, see what the heck you missed, see if you missed anything that you needed to see, and then leave it till the next day. Then you're going to bang out your invites, all right? You're going to 5 people, you're going to take them out, you're going to message them, you're going to invite them to the challenge group. And then you're going to follow up with 5 other people that you reached out to from the day before. And then you're going to add 3 new friends every single day. Here's how you do it. And then you're going to get your post up if you haven't got your post up. And you're just going to do those things. And when your time is up, your time is up until the next day. And you'll repeat the exact same things. And that's it. I just try to keep it simple for them, because it is true when they come on, all the notifications in the groups, it's like you feel like you need to be in there, but you don't need to be in the damn groups. You know what I mean? You just need to be doing your thing and just checking in really quick once a day, Yeah, it's important to build that, like Jane said, like building the momentum, that's what's it's like, it takes a little bit of time, but once you get that ball rolling, it's like, oh yeah. And then you just like on a high from it, you don't want to stop. You want to keep doing it. Yeah, Katie, you have a question? Oh, I'm going to unmute you?
Sorry, no, I forgot. I'm like, oh, they can't hear me. What was I going to ask you? Okay, so when do you really present like the coach, like, just asking people if they want to be an active coach? Because I feel like, I'll share on my Facebook page that, we're running a sneak peek, yada, yada, yada. And there's never really, I don't get any bites. So is it more like when you offer someone a challenge pack and then you're like, hey, there's a business opportunity. Is that how you get most people, or?
Yeah, so I really don't get any, I don't hardly get anybody from when I make any kind of coaching opportunity posts. And so when I first started, the way I like recruited active coaches was, every single time that I found someone who, got the challenge pack, they knew the price, I sent them the link, they signed up. I always waited for them to complete the link before I actually presented the business opportunity, because I feel like it's like too much information on them at once, and like they're gonna be like, what the hell is this girl doing? And so once I know they've completed the link, I always tell them, let me know, and I can check the system, make sure I went through okay, boom, boom, boom. Then once they come back and tell me that, then I come out and I say to them, hey, not sure if you knew, but there's a business opportunity that comes with this. It's so much fun. My team is awesome. We're, a top team, top elite team in the network. It's been really life-changing for me and my family. Do you think that this is anything that you might want to hear more about? And you'll be surprised how many people are like, hey, you know what? Actually, yeah. Or hey, you know what? I think I do want to keep that in the back of my mind. Or can you add me to your team page? And so, and if they say, that, what, I think I might be interested, that's when I would say, like at the beginning when I had my team page when it wasn't all coaches, like I would say, hey, like, do you want me to add you to my page? You can kind of just be a fly on the wall and just kind of see what we do as coaches in the page. You don't have to do anything, but you can just kind of like be on the lookout and see how it goes. And I would always add them in. So if you guys, which you should have all your own team groups going, team pages going, add all your discount coaches in there and ask them after they sign up if they would ever be interested in joining your team. Don't go into too much detail. And if they say yes, you can tell them, say, hey, like, my coach has a team page. Would you like me to add you to it? So you can kind of just hang out, see what it's all about. And if you decide you like it, I can help you out. If not, you can leave the group if you're annoyed. I literally talk like that to people. And so that's what I do with them. Also, people will come to you about the business opportunity if you are posting about it every single day. That's how I've also been getting a lot of people, is because I've been actually just posting about it and the things that I've been able to do because of the coaching opportunity, and constantly sharing my story and being in everybody's face. Basically, you got to be the loudest person out there about this, to attract those people to you. And then over time, like that happens over time. So it's definitely something you definitely want to start now and do it every single day, no matter what. Find a way to get it in there. But over time, people will come to you. And then other than that, everything is all done through private messages with me. Like I am really picky now with who I want on the team. Like I don't want any bullshitters. Like I don't want anybody who thinks this is like a get rich quick scheme. I don't want anybody who thinks that they're going to like, change their life in like 1 week or 6 months. I want people who are going to work hard and who are going to, go the distance with this and keep a long-term vision. So I like scout out people. Like I like really keep a close eye on the new friends I'm adding and the things they're posting. And I spend a lot of time just kind of talking to them behind the scenes about just random stuff, not even Beachbody. And then if I kind of can get a gist of the way that they are and their energy, like I want people, I want like upbeat, happy, positive people who are, going to be dedicated and stuff. I will just come out and just say to them like, hey, I'm not sure if you ever thought about this, but have you ever considered, coaching part-time on our team? Like, I really think you'd be awesome at this. And I literally keep it simple like that. And then if they're like, no, I've actually never thought about it. Like, can you tell me more about it? Then I'll go into it and I'll just say like, so much fun. I don't know if you've heard my story, but it's been life-changing for us. I'm able to stay at home now with the kids. I've formed so many friendships. I've been able to reach my health and fitness goals because of the support, and I'm helping people every day, all from home. It's awesome. People can feel my energy when I talk to them. And so I do it all through private messages a lot of the time. And I am getting people now from Instagram and stuff because I post all my posts from Facebook on Instagram. I honestly think Instagram is going to be bigger than Facebook. Even though I built my whole business on Facebook, Instagram, I think it's going to be big. Emily Biggers, she came to me from Instagram. Robin, she was from Instagram. I've gotten a bunch of coaches now from that. So you just never know, but it is just all about like, you do have to put it out there, and you can't be afraid to like say like the type of person that you want, to join your team, because, I do spend a lot of time with people. So I do get half-assed people, and it's just, I don't want that. I want like serious people. So don't be afraid to put it out there every single day for people to see. Exactly. Cool people like you guys going to the top. I don't know. Was that helpful at all? Do you guys have any questions about any of this stuff? I know it sounds all basic, but I really do feel like the biggest reason why leaders stall out and have trouble is because they're spreading themselves too thin, and they think they're busy, but they're busy doing work that's not really like, it's just busy work. Like it's not like it's not the basics, you know what I mean? Like the foundation of what's going to build your business. People tend to kind of get away from that as time goes on. Just stick with the basics.
Can I ask a kind of stupid question?
There's no such thing as a stupid question, Kelly.
Yeah, I know. I should know that, right? Yeah. I tell the kids that too, but sometimes there are stupid questions, just so you know. So couple things, and I'm not saying this to be like, woe is me, but I feel like with Instagram and some of my posts, like on Facebook and whatnot, I feel like I'm having a hard time or thinking that, I'm going to be attracting other people to me because I'm private. And I'm private because I am a teacher, and I do have middle school students who do stalk me and try to see my things and try to friend request me. And it's one of those, like, I'm at a really hard spot right now because I want to be able to do more, but I'm somewhat limited in being able to do more. So, I mean, I have been friending people like crazy through those mommy sites and everything. Yeah. And that's actually where I've gotten my last couple of, challenge pack and sales and discount coaches. But as far as like, the coaching opportunity, that piece of it, I think, I don't know. I don't know if this is just a vent or if it's, I don't know if there's any suggestions.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Honestly, I think that what you're going to have to focus on is it's going to be all behind the scenes. Like, it's going to be a lot more private messages with people, which is honestly where all my action takes place anyways. I mean, yeah. Okay. You know what I mean? It's like, you see me posting this stuff, and it's like, that's just an overtime thing. So, I mean, I would, post on social media within your means with what you can, because of the fact that people, you're a middle school teacher
Right.
and all this stuff, and do what you can. And then I would just spend extra time just, digging deeper with the private conversations with people, like spending a lot of time, like kind of doing like what I'm doing, like spend a lot of time, actively seeking out people behind the scenes, like really watching, what they're posting, kind of getting to know them more, like just like forming a lot with them. And then confronting them and talking to them about the coaching opportunity, all in private messages. That's what I would do.
Okay.
Honestly, that's what does it anyways for me. It's all behind the scenes.
Right.
So it all goes down.
Yeah. And then, another thing as far as me, I've been trying to like think about how can I post about the coaching opportunity without people, because it's tricky, but now I'm starting to get people that I'm friends with who know my students and their parents. Nikki, for example.
Oh yeah.
Nikki her daughter is in 6th grade at my school. Next year, she could possibly be in my class. Without sounding like I'm being a half-ass teacher and I'm trying to do this to leave my job, which I haven't made any decisions at all, but I feel like I'm struggling to find good posts about coaching opportunities. So I'm trying to like today it was something stupid, but I was like, oh, I'm looking to buy a new computer, and I made it all about like,
No,
it's so
perfect.
dumb. I felt like it was such a reach, but I was trying to do like hey, anyone have good suggestions for me? Business is growing like crazy. Can't be carting the laptop, which is totally true.
Yeah.
Oh, it was, Jane? Okay, because I was like, I don't know. I felt like I was like reaching or
It was.
something.
That's an awesome thing to post about, Kelly. I mean, just these things like this that you think are just anything that you basically think is, ridiculous, just post, because
Okay. Okay.
Hey, Kelly, can I tell you why I liked it?
Why?
I loved it because it had nothing it had to do with Beachbody, but it didn't, but people want to give you their opinion. Everyone has one. Look at that post that I, took a snapshot of. Clearly, like, we've struck a little chord with that guy, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I like anytime you can get somebody to give you an opinion that has nothing to do with anything at all. That also means that now your posts are back in their news feed.
Yep.
So you've got like, if maybe they haven't seen your post in a while, but now like they liked it or they commented on it, and now it's going to be back in their like more frequent, users that they see more posts for.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I found too, like if you start off, like your posts, like that first sentence, it's like you teach how to write like essays and all that stuff, it's that first sentence, that you want it to be like something that like people are going to be like, wait a minute, what's she going to talk about?
Catch them. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. Grab them. Yep.
You know what I mean? Like I found that if I put like, like a question that's like, oh my gosh, you guys are not going to even believe, this, or like, I can't even believe, you know what I mean? Just something like that. It makes a big difference with how many people actually read it. So that is helpful if you can do that.
Yeah. Do you have any other suggestions, I guess, for like, because I can't be like, oh, I love that I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm like, well, I wish that I could stay home and cuddle my babies when they're sick. You know what I mean? Do you have any, I guess, other suggestions aside from like, the friendship piece and the confidence piece? And I still have some things spinning up in my head I haven't put out there yet, but I'm going to. But do you have any other just suggestions for things, for coaching?
Yeah, I mean, when I would if I were you and I would be making the posts and stuff, I would talk a lot about just different things that like you've been able to do, with your income. Like I would talk a lot about vacations. I would talk a lot about how you're a busy full-time working mom and you are running a business, a successful, thriving business with, an extremely successful team. And I would talk a lot about that. And honestly, I mean, when you write down these things, so if like you write down, how you're a busy working mom, but you love this because it's like your thing, it's like something for you. And you make a list of these things, it's going to probably be like 5 things. So it really is like the same 5 flipping things you're going to be rotating through all the time. It's going to seem repetitive to you. You know what I mean? And switch up the wording a little bit when you do it, but just keep doing it, every single day, some kind of post about it. Whether it's like a workout that you talk about or, like the friendships or maybe the summit that we have coming up and just all these different little things. And then, don't feel like, you know, I'll just post it now and then I can't post it again for another month, because it really is true. Like the people are not seeing it. Like they're really not seeing it.
Yeah.
And so I would just make a list of those little things. And then, yeah, like as things come up, like what you just talked about with like the computer and stuff like that, like turn those little things into posts. Like, you know, you go to get your nails done, talk about that, you know. Seriously, there are people out there. I mean, I had to stop doing, I used to do my nails like a long time ago. And I had to stop doing them because, you know, I left my job and there were no extra funds. So there are people out there who would love to just go get their nails done and be pampered for a little bit of time. And so just little things like that. Like I wouldn't overthink it like too much.
Okay.
I don't know if that was helpful.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I think it was more of just event and I don't know, making sure I guess
You're doing
on the
awesome.
right track or so.
Yeah, and you don't need Instagram. I mean, you really don't need it. I mean, like I said, I built this entire business all off of Facebook.
Yeah. Well, you know, the thing is I'm using it. Well, I was starting to really get into it. And then I was like, you know what? I actually have less followers on Instagram because all of my friends that I'm friending, I'm not, you know, whatever. I don't have all of them on Instagram. I actually started because there's one girl who is my friend's neighbor that I know. And I recently seen her like posting pictures of her at the gym, and she's really getting like into fitness and like these fit club things. And I want to recruit her as a coach. So I'm actually only doing Instagram posts because of that, because she's not on Facebook. So that's really the only thing. But I just thought like, well, I don't know if it was worth it for me to be love you too, Jane. I know it's so devious, but I didn't know if I'm really being effective because I don't have, you know, a public Instagram and it's actually less followers. I get like 3 likes on, you know, Instagram, but I might get like 40 on Facebook because now I have like a bajillion friends of, you know.
What'd you say, Nick? You can build a huge private account?
Yeah, I follow people that are like 4,000 or 5,000 followers.
Nick was just saying that like we follow people, like you can still build like a huge account, a huge following on Instagram, even if it's set to private. Like we follow people who have like 4,000 or 5,000, you know, like followers and things like that. I don't know. I mean, the Instagram.
How do they find you if you're private?
It's the hashtags, right, Nick? How do they find you if you're private?
Yeah, I did a big one before, but yeah, I'm playing off on this.
Yeah, but no, if it's private though.
Yeah, basically you comment like on other people's stuff, and then they end up following you.
But even if you're private?
Well, they have to request something.
Oh, they request.
Okay, so all right, so they'll see me through like if I do like hashtag TBB coach, and then okay.
Yeah, and so honestly, I mean, the Instagram thing is, I mean, it's like it really isn't any extra work if you do that. I mean, basically, I use the same exact post that I'm putting, you know, on Facebook and on my like page. You know, I just literally just copy and paste it and put it right onto, you know, Instagram. And that's how I've been able to grow the following. You know, I don't know, I had like something stupid like 200 followers, and now I have like 3,200 and like or 3,600 in like 4 months or something like that.
Wow.
But they're all people that I'm targeting, you know, like the hashtags and stuff. I mean, I can share it all with you, like what I hashtag and stuff. I target teachers is what I target though.
That's because we're cool.
We're awesome. Exactly. Teachers are the best. So I don't know if you want to throw something else into the mix of things, but I mean, it is a way to expand, and I feel like it's easy because you're doing it anyways. Like you're putting your post up. So you just copy and paste it and put it on there.
Well, is it different if I post to Instagram and then I click when I'm going to post to Instagram, it says you can also like share it on Facebook, and then it will post on Facebook and say like via Instagram. Is that the same thing or no? That's what you're talking about?
Yeah, like I think you're supposed to share it though separately, right, Nick? Like, is that what you mean? Like, you mean like when you're posting it up and then share it to like share it from Instagram?
Well, what I would do is like I would post it through Instagram, and then when I'm hitting share or whatever, when I'm hitting post, you can like click on the other social media that you also have, and it'll also post it.
Yeah, it doesn't reach the same amount of people if you do that. So I don't do that. I do it all separately. Like I do it on Facebook, and then I just take the same thing and copy and paste it and upload it right onto Instagram.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yep. That way it reaches more people, you know?
Okay. Yeah, Lauren, that was awesome. Your video, her her live like workout. I was like, what? How are you doing? How did you do that? You're like Shanti.
When you have when you go to post your status, you can like do live streaming on Facebook now.
You can?
Well, you can't do it on Droid though yet. Unfortunately, I have a Droid.
Oh, boo.
Boo. No, I did buy an iPhone though, because when I saw Candace doing the live, I saw Candace Talbot doing a live like coaching like webinar thing right on Facebook, and I'm like, this is so much better than just like a link for YouTube that they have to click and go to for the webinar. Like if you could just do live, like imagine scrolling through your newsfeed and you see someone's live, like of course you're gonna click it and be like, what the heck is this person up to, right?
Heck yeah, I will, because they're must be important if they're doing something live.
Exactly, and so
I have
you
people
more
watching. Like people watch the whole workout. Like,
That's awesome.
I'm like, I guess I'll just keep going. I was gonna turn it off after I did sumo squats,
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, you're still watching, so I guess I'll just like keep going, guys.
Yeah.
What's up?
I'm seriously gonna get an iPhone. I ordered the wrong one though. It didn't have that feature on it for some reason, so I gotta get it specifically for that reason of doing the live videos. Like I'm looking for it though specifically for like webinars and stuff for coaching. It's a cool feature.
Yeah.
Because God only knows when the droids will come out with it. It could be freaking 6 months, 8 months, 10 months. Oh, Jane, you're so funny. She literally left a meeting today and pretended to go to the bathroom when Shalene went live. I know. I had a period of time when Periscope first came out that this isn't Facebook Live, but when Periscope first came out, where I was following her, and I like was obsessed. Every single time I heard ding on my phone, I was like, is it Shalene? And I would check and I would have to watch it. Like I was watching her every single night. I finally stopped because I wasn't being as productive.
Right, I was watching Brie Olson.
Yeah.
You want Punzel too?
Oh my God. You guys are awesome. All right. Does anybody have any other questions about anything? You guys are doing awesome. You guys are the rock stars, right to the tippity top. All right. Well, thanks for being awesome. And I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you next time.
Thanks, Kat.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
See you later.